Hello dear students, it's time for a social science class. After completing syllabus of history and civics for the first semester exams, it's time to start with geography. And in that, we will start with lesson number 9, the earth, our habitat. Well, we had already studied this chapter with the NCERT syllabus, but the information about the earth or the solar system is not going to change. Some additional things are here, so we will study that. You can go through the previous videos as well, but let's start the detailed explanation of this chapter according to your state book syllabus. Now, habitat, it means a natural home. We are not talking about the specific address here. You all live in your homes and you have the address. It's in Junagadh. Junagadh is in Gujarat. Gujarat is in India. India is, where is it? It's on the earth. So we are talking about the earth as a natural habitat. Wherever we live, that place is our village and home. All this is on top of what? Such question arises in all of our minds. Answer is very simple, that my home and my village is on earth. We all know that your home is on earth. You're not floating in the sky or you're not on any other planet. We all live on the earth. Thus, earth is called our huge home, which is very huge, isn't it? So let's know about our huge village. You also want to know this, which is natural. You know that our earth is a member of solar family. Again, what is this solar family? Let me give you information regarding solar system. Solar system. Our sun is the self-illuminated star of Mandakini galaxy or Milky Way. Self-illuminated means it has its own light. It can light up by itself. It is surrounded by many small and big stars. Earth is one such ball. All these are recognized as planets. We can see the planets here. Due to gravitational force of sun and gravitational force of the planet, all these planets rotate around the sun in a circular form. Now, we know that the solar system, sun is in the center, and due to its gravitational force, the planets are rotating around it. But why are they rotating? Why aren't they just directly pulled towards the sun? Because the planets, they also have their own gravitational force. So due to that, they are rotating around the sun in circular form. As both the sun as well as the planets have the gravitational force, they are rotating around it. These planets do not have light of their own. They are illuminated by the light of the sun. Let's take the example of Earth only. Can we see the Earth bright and like sun where it can show its lights? No, the Earth can be seen due to the light of the sun. These planets of solar system are of different sizes and forms. They all have different sizes and they are made up of different material as well. All these planets together make solar family or solar system. Thus, planets, satellites, small planets, comets and meteors are included in our solar system. So let's get acquainted with the solar system. At first, let's know the sun as the key member of the solar system. Sun. Since you were a child, you all can recognize the sun. Like it's that bright yellow ball in the sky which cannot be directly looked unless during sunrise or sunset. And we know that sun is the center of the solar system. Now you can see how big the sun is compared to Earth. It's just because that the Earth is lots of millions of kilometers away that we are not directly burnt up by the heat of sun. But we also know that the sun is necessary for the life. The plants need sun rays for the development and all such things. Let's read some more information about sun. We are familiar with the sun. Our daily work begins with the sunrise. Sun is the honored star. It is considered as the giver of life on earth. Why is it considered the giver of life? Because it is needed for plant life, it is needed for human life. It's also a part of the water cycle. So it is considered the giver of life on earth. The sun is about 13 million times larger than earth. 13 million times. It's that much larger than earth. If you want to make a revolution around sun, you sit in a plane running at a velocity of 1000 kilometers. It will take 107 years to complete the revolution. If we have to revolve around the sun, we will still need 107 years to complete that, even with the velocity, with the speed of 1000 kilometers. Gravitational force of sun is 28 times more than that of earth. Like if something weighs 1 kg on earth, it will weigh 28 kgs on sun. It is because of this gravitational force only that the planets are in the particular path and revolve on it. As I explained earlier, that the sun also has its gravitational force as the planets, and because of that gravitational force, the planets rotate around revolve around it on that particular path. The earth is about 150 million kilometers away from sun. Students, in your textbook there is a printing mistake that it is about 15 kilometers away. Now, that's really kind of a silly mistake. Even in English you had studied this, that the earth is about 150 million kilometers away from the sun. It takes about 8:15 for sunlight to reach the surface of earth. This whole exercise we had done in English in lesson number 6. So it takes about 8.333. So we can write like it takes about 8:15 for sunlight to reach the surface of earth. The surface of sun is always unstable. It includes several kilometers long igniting fire flames. Now, students, sun is like a huge ball of fire, or that's what was taught. Like, it is made up of hot gases and it's always ignited. Because of that, there are fire flames around it. Most of the pictures here are taken from the NASA's website. So you can see, like, this is the actual image of sun. Even that is taken from far, but still that fire flames are there. So several kilometers long igniting fire flames can be found around the surface of the sun. The sun's core is made up of hydrogen gas. It produces light and heat from the action of hydrogen and helium in air, which we call energy. So because of that action between hydrogen and helium, that energy is produced, that heat, light and heat is produced, which we call energy or the solar power. So the surface of sun is very hot. It is always burning. It is because of sun's energy that organisms have developed on earth. You have studied about this in science. Thus, the sun is also known as guardian of organisms. Guardian means protector. So, the sun is also known as the guardian of organisms. Now, let us briefly introduce planets. There are total 8 planets in solar family, among which Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars are inner planets, while Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune are outer planets. You can see from sun that the planets before the asteroid belt, they are inner planets. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars. They are inner planets, and Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune are outer planets. The planets which are outside of the asteroid belt. The planets of Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, and Saturn can be seen with the naked eyes. Now, we are on Earth, so we can't see Earth, but which are the other planets which can be seen with naked eyes, like when the sky is clear, like during sunrise or during sunset, or sometimes even when the position of the planets are in a way that they are nearer, so we can see these planets with naked eyes without any telescope or binoculars or anything like that. So which are those planets? Let's see from here only. Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. These are the planets which can be seen with naked eyes. Uranus and Neptune are too far, so they cannot be seen. Mercury. This planet is closest to the Sun. It is yellowish in color. Mercury doesn't have atmosphere or satellite. From the Earth, we see Mercury in the sky for some time before sunrise and after sunset. Now students, you will have to memorize the names Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. That sequence you will have to remember as long as you are living in this galaxy. So, the first planet is Mercury. It is closest to the Sun and it is yellowish in color. Now, students, the pictures that I have collected here, I have collected them from reliable sources like NASA or Wikipedia. So, it is yellowish in color. This is how Mercury looks. That's the image taken from space. So, it is yellowish in color and it does not have atmosphere or satellite. And from the Earth, we see Mercury in the sky for some time before sunrise and after sunset. Now, you need to be knowledgeable enough to recognize these. Here, I have taken this image of sunset in British Isles. Like from there, how they saw the positions of Mercury. We can also think of it as the morning star. We can see Mercury in the sky. Venus. It is the most dazzling planet in the solar family. In size and weight, it is like Earth, like twin brother of Earth. It resembles the moon in shine. It does not have a satellite. Due to thick cover of gases and clouds around it, less knowledge is there about it. Earth. Earth is located between Venus and Mars. Earth completes one rotation around the Sun on its axis in 24 hours, which we call a day of 24 hours. It completes rotation around the Sun on its axis, while the Earth completes one revolution around the Sun in 365 days, which we consider a year. Events such as day and night and the change of seasons can only be seen here. You can compare the image of Earth and other planets, and you can see like the seasons that life can only be seen on Earth. Earth has one satellite, Moon. Moon. It is the only satellite of Earth. We just have one satellite, and that is Moon. It takes about 27.3 days to complete its rotation on its axis around the Sun. When the Moon is rotating, it takes about 27.3 days. There is no atmosphere on the Moon. There is no life on it, as there is no water and atmosphere above the Moon. Our first exploration in the space was reaching the Moon. So, and there when we have studied it, that we have found that life is not possible there because there is no water and atmosphere. It is a non-luminous body. It is shining with the help lights from Sun. Due to falling of meteorites on the surface of the Moon, large peaks have formed. Meteorites, we have studied about this, but still, like they are, when we see like the rocks are falling, we see them as falling stars, but they are meteors and meteorites. So, due to the falling of meteorites on the surface of the Moon, large peaks have formed. extinct or dead volcanoes are found on the moon. Mars. It is beautiful red-colored illuminated planet. Atmosphere of Mars is lighter. As per seasons, more cold and heat is there on Mars. It has 2 satellites. Scientists are trying to develop organisms on Mars. Like students, whenever we think about alien movies, we always, I mean, because it is nearer, we have always considered like these are the aliens from Mars, whether good or bad, that's different thing. But scientists are trying to develop life on Mars because it has seasons and atmosphere is there. Though it is lighter, but there is atmosphere found on Mars. And it has 2 satellites. Jupiter. Jupiter is light yellowish white planet. You can see from the color, it is light yellowish white. Jupiter has gaseous atmosphere around it. The atmosphere is formed of gas. This planet is believed to be very cold. It is the largest planet of the solar system. Compared to size, Jupiter is the largest. It has 79 satellites. Now Earth has 1 satellite and that is Moon, but Jupiter has 79 satellites. In this also scientists have different opinions. Like one of the scientists may have found 79, other may be saying like there may be more or less, but there are different opinions among scientists. This huge planet can be seen with the help of binoculars. While watching through binoculars, droplets can be seen on the surface, which looks beautiful. Saturn. In the solar family, it is located between Jupiter and Uranus. It is the second largest planet after Jupiter. When we are seeing sizes, after Jupiter, there comes Saturn. It looks beautiful with bright rings of blue color. It looks different because of rings. These rings look like a turban worn on the head. Saturn is also called turban planet. Saturn has more than 62 satellites. The surface temperature of Saturn is quite low because of its distance from the Sun. Uranus. It is so far away from the Earth that it could not be seen with the help of ordinary binoculars. The light of Sun is also like light moonlight. An astronomer named William Herschel discovered the planet in 1781. This planet is very cold. Now it is very far from Sun, so the temperature is tend to be low. It is very cold and sunlight also looks like light moonlight here. And it was discovered by William Herschel in 1781. Neptune. This planet is green in color. Its atmosphere contains a toxic gas called methane. Seasonal variation is observed on this planet like Earth. Now, it's not actually typical green in color, but bluish green kind of thing. And just like Earth, we have different seasons. Those kind of variations can be found in Neptune, at Neptune. And it contains a toxic gas called methane. Now, to remember the names of the planets according to their location, we have to speak like my very excellent mother just served us noodles. MEMJSUN. You'll have to memorize this by any way. Meteors. Now we all have seen or heard about falling stars, or as we speak in Hindi, tootta tara. Now the stars never fall from the sky. What we see is actually the stones or rocks that move in the sky and they fall. But due to the gravitational force of the earth, when they are pulled towards it, when they enter the atmosphere, they light up, or they are, because of that friction created, they start burning, and that creates the light which makes us feel like the star is falling. So those are meteors, and when they happen, the bright line is seen in the sky, for which we say that the star is falling. Sometimes when the meteors are not completely burnt up, they fall as rocks, and they are called meteoroids. Some of the meteors which are not burnt fully cause huge cracks in the earth. Koyana Lake of Maharashtra is believed to be composed due to falling of such meteoroids. In Saurashtra, near Dhajila, a meteorite had fallen which weighed 40 kilograms. Constellations. In wider sense, any set of stars or even a single star is called constellations. Constellation, or as we say, nakshatra. Some of the constellations have specific shape because of the mass of stars. We can always recognize them because they have that specific shape. It sometimes looks like a goose and sometimes like an eagle. There are total 27 constellations like Ashwini, Revati, Vishakha, Punarvasu, Orion, Rohini, Pushya, Arya, Swati, etc. 2 or 3 constellations surround the moon, for which we have to look at the sky continuously. Remembering the names of constellations is not easy, but they can be easily memorized by repeated viewing and understanding. You will have to sit at night gazing the stars with your elders who know these constellations, and if you repeatedly see them, you will be able to recognize them. Some names are remembered as they are associated with auspicious work, like at the time of Pushya constellation, gold and silver is purchased. This is information about our solar family or solar system. You still have to learn a lot about your home, that is Earth. So that will be done in the next class. Till now, whatever what we have studied, you have to just revise it from your textbook. And you can go through the previous videos of what we studied as per the NCERT syllabus. The concept is same, like it's not that one book will say something else about the space and the other book will have different thing. But just go through all these things and it will be really fun to understand. You can also sit at night with your parents and learn about these stars. There's nothing more to be done. Just go through the book once again.